How is it going, guys? It's Peter here, and today I'd like to share with you some interesting thoughts about perspective, drawing perspective, and give you some cool tips you might have not heard about. Our ancestors from Renaissance would probably say,
"It's all about perspective."
If you are interested in drawing, I suppose you are already familiar with fundamentals like, for example, one-point perspective, where all the lines converge into one vanishing point. Then we have two-point perspective, which is kind of similar, but we have two vanishing points here. The object is rotated. And then we have three-point perspective, when we have three vanishing points and we look either from lower or higher angle. I think there aren't many videos covering these things I'd like to show you. So this is the first step. Let's say we have the most simple one-point perspective. This is quite limiting, because if you looked from the top, everything you draw must be in parallel direction. So what if we decided to rotate one of these shapes? Well, this might seem like a no-brainer, but we would have to use two-point perspective. It's obvious, right? So this is why drawing exclusively in one-point perspective is often not enough. But now we will dig into something more interesting. So okay, we have one-point perspective, and let's say we wanted to give to the shape some sort of incline. What? For drawing the incline, in this case, we will need to draw a straight vertical line, which is perpendicular to horizontal line. The length of this line depends on how much tilted you want this to be. What about two-point perspective? Well, the approach will be almost the same. You'll just need to pick left or right vanishing point. Depends which direction you want. And now we got nice looking inclined plane with two-point perspective. And what about three-point perspective? In this case, we should go along this line which connects our third vanishing point and right vanishing point, and way up. It depends how big you want this tilt to be. And as you see, we got what we needed. Technically, we could also do this a little bit differently. We need to extend these lines from the third vanishing point, pick some ruler and connect these two parts on each side. We connect these lines to the left vanishing point, and if you do it this way, the vanishing point on the vertical line doesn't have to be defined. Now, what about rotating the object vertically? I would draw a straight vertical line, which is perpendicular to our horizon line. Again, we decide how much tilted we want this to be. And this is a similar approach like two-point perspective. Well, technically this is three-point now. Okay, so now what about combining multiple rotated objects? I will set my new vanishing point depending on how much tilt I would like to get. Then we also need to add vanishing point over the horizontal line. Just make it look like a box, okay? I don't do any accurate measurements here, this is just for the demonstration. I'd just like to make this a little bit more clear to you. And let's add another shape, rotate it differently. And at the end, why not to try add one more, but this time we will rotate it horizontally, with respect to an actual vertical rotation of the object below. I'll just move my left and right vanishing points along my new horizontal line. Remember to keep the distance between, otherwise the distortion would be different. I know I could also mention something like curvilinear perspective. This is what I'm trying to work with right now, so I will talk about this more in the next video. If you find this video useful and you liked it, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button to stay tuned, and see you next time.